Good morning, Morgan, and good morning to any of Morgan's friends that have joined us today. In today's video, we're going to talk about some of the standard modules. And they're all in this library called SYS. Okay? And we're not going to actually worry about this code because this has to go interactive session, and we're not going to do that because we're running a batch. And then this is actually how you specify the path to that library if it's not located in the default. But enough of that small talk. Let's go ahead and start reading the manual.
Python Training Video 33. Standard Modules. Python comes with a library of standard modules, described in a separate document, the Python library reference hereafter. Some modules are built into the interpreter. These provide access to operations that are not part of the core of the language, but are nevertheless built in, either for efficiency or to provide access to operating system primitives such as system calls. The set of such modules is a configuration option which also depends on the underlying platform. For example, the WinReg module is only provided on Windows systems. One particular module deserves some attention, sys, which is built into every Python interpreter. The variables sys.ps1 and sys.ps2 define the strings used as primary and secondary prompts.
Who cares? Let's go. And this is where it tells you that they only exist in interactive.
These two variables are only defined if the interpreter is in interactive mode. The variable sys.path is a list of strings that determines the interpreter's search path for modules. It is initialized to a default path taken from the environment variable Python path, or from a built-in default if Python path is not set. You can modify it using standard list operations.
Okay. All right. Now, before we go over and run some code, because we are going to run some code, I just want to explain how important this is for you as a programmer and why this is so awesome, why Python is so awesome, is the ability to import these different libraries and to grab these modules or code that someone else has already written for you will save you a lot of time and give you the ability to write some very powerful programs. How powerful? You can do everything with Python. You can do AI programming, graphics, everything. Develop games, everything. Now the game might not run very quickly because Python isn't a very efficient language, but it is very versatile, which is to say you can do anything with it. Anyway, enough of this chit chat. Let's go on over and run some code, and we'll do some more talking. Okay, here we are in the code. All right. All this stuff is commented out. You'll recognize it comes right out of the manual, but we're not going to run that because we're executing a script. We're not running in interactive mode. Okay, and it's like pretty simple stuff, to the point where it's like, why bother? Not when I have something that I think is more interesting to tell you. Okay, so what are we doing? We're importing all the modules that are in this library sys. Okay, and this is command directory sys is a preview of what we're going to be talking in greater detail in the next video. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, let's go ahead and run the code, and then we're going to look at the output. All right, and with that, we'll see you in a bit. Okay, so we've run the directory command with the name of the library as the parameter. And what's the output? The output is all the different modules of code that are stored in this system. And as you can see, there's quite a bit. Now, This is awesome, but it's kind of overwhelming. You don't need to know everything about each one of these bits of modules. What you need to do is you need to just know what the parameters are for each one when you need it. And the only way that's going to happen is by programming. All right. So as you go through your career programming, what's important for you to learn is how to figure out how the things work and which ones are important to you. Okay, so you need to understand on an upper level what each one of these modules do, but you don't need to know exactly how they work until you actually need them. Then at that point, you dig into the manual and you see exactly what the different parameters are and what the different options are, and then you exploit it. And then, of course, that's another building block into your portfolio that every day that you learn something new, it makes you a better programmer. All right? And with that said, go out and have some fun today and try not to get in too much trouble. All right. See you later.